8 is equal to 8. Have you understood them? So you're finding.
All right,
Okay,
guys.
fine.
Thanks a lot for coming. Let's start.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, we'll be discussing signals today. So just to hear from you guys and see how you can use the signals effectively, and also how we can have a effective money management plan in terms of you guys to be profitable at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, it's all about making money. So with everything. So the first point that we'll be discussing, it will be how to take how to take signals, because of I've realized that most or some of you guys, when I send signals, the way that some of you guys take them, it's not a little bit proper. Now, there is a reason why I do not send, I just say buy, then after saying buy, then I say take profit, stop loss, and all. There's a reason why I also send analysis as well. And I'm sure you can pick up from the analysis as well. There are levels that I will put. On those levels, you'll see some, they are written levels, and some will just be your important support and resistance. So let's look at, let me share my screen. And I just want you to look at the one that I sent today. So if you look at the one that I sent day before yesterday, you can see we have a point where it says entry points. So those points are very, very important. So normally what I will do is that I'll observe a reversal candle here. So once that reversal candle occurs at that entry point, then I will take my trades from that position. But what the market does sometimes, it finds that it can shoot, then after that come back to that same price. And what happens is that, let's say if I have over leverage, or the positions cannot handle this movement here, and I can see it's back at that point of entry, what I will do is that I will then re-enter my trades at that same positions of entry. So hence, that is why sometimes a person will ask to say, perhaps you send a signal. After sending a signal, it went, then it came back, then you have other entries, or we can see that you have more entries right at the tip. The reason why you'll find some of my entries, when I send them, they are right at the tip, is because of it came back to that price or that position, and hence that is why now you find that I re-entered or I added more entries at that level. So very, very important to look at this. So sometimes you won't find that it will have this entry. I think it will just have a reference of your support and resistance. Then that it's when I will use as an entry level. Let me look for the one that doesn't have the entry zone, like this one here. You can see this one here, it doesn't have where it says entry, because I'll be using that as my reference as well. So use that also as your reference. Now, there is something called your affordability levels or your affordability gap. Affordability gap is from the important price in the market to your entry. So let's say if the market pushes and it's at this level here and you take entries here to the important price, that distance is your affordability gap. Because what the market does is that it then will come back to that level and then shoot. So the question is, can you handle that retracement? Can you handle that affordability gap as well? So that is the golden question, and it depends on your equity. Remember, we trade with different amounts. So that depends on your equity as well. Similar to today's one, similar to today's signal as well, this distance becomes your affordability gap. Then when you take trades here, when the market comes back here, are you able to handle that retracement? Are you able to handle that movement? That's the question. So any questions concerning that, guys?
Now it's clear.
It's clear. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? I don't want to close anyone. No. All right, cool. So we are on the same page. That's good. That's good if we are on the same page. All right. Then the second point that we will be discussing now. Okay, how to come up with a money management plan. All right. I will use a scenario of my younger brother. So my younger brother once traded before and made like a whole lot of money. You know, these young boys, they have this luck with the market. Then he sees me making money and says, you know what, I want to come back to trading. How do I come back in trading, and how much money should I put in trading? So he was asking me those questions. It's a recent thing. Now I told him, okay, you can come back, at least put 1,000 or 2,000 in the market. Says, hey, that's a lot of money. And me, now I want to put 200. I said, okay, it's fine. I can allow you to put 200, but the problem is the market is all about probability. In the market, we do not win always. And I'm sure you guys have seen that it's not every signal that goes our way. There is no such thing as 100% or as an excellent strategy. Such thing does not exist. So you cannot put all of your money in one basket. So you can put the 200 rand, but what if on that particular day, the market doesn't favor your strategy? Then what are you going to do? Or on that particular day, the market doesn't favor your movement or your entry. Then what are you going to do? Because there are certain entries, guys. In order for you to get them right, you'll find that you need to tackle the entry more than once. Then what are you going to do when you're just risking everything in one trade, in one position? It doesn't make sense. It's not how the market works. Even banks or big institutions, they do not do that. So how to come up with a trading plan? First thing, look at the number of opportunities you're going to create for yourself when you deposit any form or any type of funds. So if you are depositing, let's say $10, unfortunately, it's little, but it's too little for you to make a trading plan from a $10 account. It doesn't make it does to divide it into particular pieces. $100, you can at least divide it into 10 opportunities. $50, you can at least divide it into 5 opportunities, so that when you lose, you
My biggest problem, in fact,
there's what?
my biggest problem is what you've been talking about.
Yeah.
I make almost, let me say, 80% of my entries are always correct.
Okay.
But risk management, that pullback that normally happens in the market,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, always messes me up.
Your problem
That
is what? The risk management.
pullback,
Yeah.
what we've talked about, affordability.
The affordability. Oh, yes.
Yes, a pullback happens,
Mm-hmm.
and as you know, greed, you put a lot of, you amass entries, and as a pullback happens, and you just have to terminate the trades, and it happens like 2 or 3 times, you have no
Yeah, no.
money. What you're talking about
So,
is right.
mm-hmm.
So that is my biggest problem, by the way. I've used what you've taught me,
Mm-hmm.
it's working, but as I've told you, that is my problem, affordability.
Affordability, yes, yes. The thing is, Mr. Dennis, remember when you take a trade, as a trader, you are fighting a lot of things. You are fighting liquidity, you are fighting false breakouts, you are fighting or also, false retracements as well. So one of the things to observe when you are trading or taking a trade on that pullback, firstly, look at what you are trading. If you are trading your big things like your Nasdaq, your US30s, or your volatility 50 1S, volatility 25 1S, 75 1S as well, it has become something big nowadays. 100 1S, it's somewhere there in the middle. So what you do is that you tend to have your pairs or your things in line, and it comes with experience as well, so it comes with experience. So you need to observe which one it's can you afford on. And with MT5, I believe if you just use a drag, that crosshair, a drag drop, it can show you also, how much will be your loss or how much will be your take profit. So let me one trick that you can do, Dennis, when you open a trade,
Yes.
just open one position, smallest lot size, it's one, smallest lot size, one position. Then after that, on the pullback, try to put a stop loss. What on MT5, what it will do, it will show you how many points will that stop loss be. It will show you that from here to here, it will be maybe -5 or -20. So if it's -5, then you will know that if I open 2 positions with $10, it will already blow me. So that's one of the tricks that you can do to see that. But At the same time, it also comes with the more you trade, you will know which pairs can take which drawdown using which amount. But use the trick.
Okay, I get it.
All right.
I get it. Yeah, thank you.
All right, no problem.
Thank you.
So money management, always put an amount that is able to give you more than one opportunity to take into the market. And another important point, never ever risk most of your money or half of your money, if not all of your money, in one trade. Don't do that. Even if you see yourself losing 50% of your whole amount in a single trade, then you just know that the market it will be or is against you. Take it from somebody who has been trading for more than 10 years, guys. Don't do that, or else you'll be out of the game very, very quickly. So at least risk 20%, 10% in a single position, in a single opportunity, I mean. Does it make sense?
Yes.
All right. Okay.
All right.
So that is then the other important in a way, your profits or your reward, they need to be in a way that they exceed your losses. So even if I lose, let's say, 3 times in a row, the fourth time when I make profit, that profit needs to cover my losses and be able to make profit on top. Reason being is because of some of you guys are afraid to enter. When you see something, you're afraid to enter. You see something, then you open one position, you open a very small lot size. If that market goes your way, good. But you'll make profit, you make $10, $20. The next 2 trades you lose, you are back to losses. You are back to it doesn't you find yourself moving in circles. So in order for you to break that circle, you need to make sure that once you see an opportunity, you are able to make more than your losses in that opportunity. Does it make sense, guys?
Yes.
Or else you will move in circles. So make sure that once you see an opportunity, you can make money that is able to cover your losses. Like for an example, let's see. Okay, yesterday's thing I made money. Opportunity I made money. So with yesterday's thing, I made a whole lot of money that it was able to cover almost 5 losses that I've made previously. And with profit and on top of that, with just one opportunity. So also you guys need to, once you see something, attack. And hence that is why I advise when you fund the amount you are willing to risk, so that when you attack, you do not have that fear to say, yo, I'm losing all of my money all at once. So that is it. Then number D, it will be question and answers from you guys, consents from you guys. If you have any concern, any question, anything that is disturbing you, you can shoot. There's no questions.
Okay. Basically, it may not be a question, but as I'm talking, you realize, you'll understand my weaknesses. For instance, me funding $10 and in a day turning it to $100 is not a problem.
Yeah.
Or funding maybe $100 and then turning it into 300 is not a problem. The problem is, as you've been talking about risk management,
Yeah.
and then affordability. You find it, you find an account, even if you're starting it 200 in a day, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
But I move back. That's the circles you're talking about. You find if you find it like $50, also maybe $7, 70. You trade to 200 to 300 within maybe 24 hours. And you know what? You see an opportunity and it's juicy. And you know what? You get into a losing streak, and you want to just withdraw that profit I made, and then you go back in the same circle, and then back to $50 or $100, and you've lost the 200. I'm going to deal with, how do you manage over trading?
Okay.
Now that's my problem. Over trading, and over trading.
Yeah.
And basically it's greed. I overtrade.
Yeah. Okay, let me assist you when it comes to that, Dennis name. You should see how I send my signals. If you look at the pattern of how I send signals, if I send the first signal and it goes bad, and I send the second signal, it goes bad, you find that I'll spend 2-3 days without sending any signal. Sometimes I can spend even 4 days without sending any signal for that. Reason being for that is because now it's kicking to me to say, okay, now the market is not favoring your strategy, or the market is moving in another form that it's not in line with what you are used to. So you need to wait and observe. So wait, observe, check what the market is doing. Then once you start to see that the market now is favoring your strategy again, then that's when now you start to enter and come up with a set of rules. Like for me, if I take a trade 3 times and it blows me 3 times, it's like, hey, you know what? I am done for the day. Sometimes I can, if it has blown me a whole lot of money, I can say I'm done for the week. Because remember, a new day presents a new candlestick, a new week presents a new candlestick, a new month presents a new candlestick. And each and every new candlestick presents a new opportunity or a new movement. Yes. So you might find out that this movement of this week or of this day may not be yours, but tomorrow, next week, those movements may be the one in your favor. So that's why that's the main process that causes us now to overtrade. It's that need of a whole lot of money, of emergencies. And
Yes.
Trading is a business that's not designed for emergencies,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
So just know that trading is not designed for emergencies. So if you have to pay the bills tomorrow and you are trading to say tomorrow I know, then it will show you that's what will cause you now to lose a whole lot of money and causes you to overtrade.
I get it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, guys, we have a few minutes left. Any questions before we get cut off?
Yes. Pops.
Yes, Mr.
Uh,
Alex.
how do you deal with the immediate drawdown? What I've realized is that most of the time,
Mm-hmm.
when you send the signal,
Yeah.
you know, it goes into an
A
immediate
drawdown.
retrace. Yes, a
Yeah.
drawdown for just a moment, and then goes into the signal direction.
Yeah.
So it becomes a problem sometimes because now, how do you deal with that? That's what I want to know because sometimes you'll find that now I've entered the position and
Mm-hmm.
over leveraged or maybe just entered many positions and then I can't deal with that
Yeah.
drawdown. That drawdown
Yeah.
now takes me out and then
Mm-hmm.
now it goes into that direction.
Mm.
Just seeking
Okay.
assistance, how you deal with that, just that
Oh,
drawdown.
all right. All right. So addressed this when I started the meeting when we addressing affordability of
Mm,
each and every trade. So once you take a trade, use always okay, if you do not know what to do, use a testing lot, the smallest lot size of them all. Open the smallest lot size, check the testing lot, slapper. Then after that, you will see I always send on the analysis. They are levels that you will see that I'll put. It's either it will write entry or it will be a level that will show, okay, this is the level mostly that I analyze from. So
yes.
from that to that level, uh, the fastest way is to put a stop loss just from there and put a stop loss from there. Once you put a stop loss from MT5, it will show you that once you click on that stop loss, it will show you that this will be -5 or -10 with that one position. So once it shows that this is -5, one -10, and you have $10, it means that you can't afford to open maybe more than one position from that entry. Because if you open one position and it's $10, the moment it goes back to retest that level, you will blow. But if you can see that no, once it goes there, it's -2 and I have $10, it means that now I can open more than two positions, more than, you know. So that affordability, very, very, very important. I will post this video on YouTube as well. So you can go back and watch that first part that when I was explaining the affordability thing, it covers the drawdown.
Yes.
No.
Mm,
So that's the thing. Then the other thing, Mr. Alex, name. What I do is that some of these trades they need more than one attempt. So you find attempt number one, I entered, I over leverage because I'm so confident that this thing is going to move, is going to make money. Then it blows me. It goes to that level. As it comes back, I go again for the second attempt. That's how I catch some of these things.
oh yes, yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
So those are
okay.
the two ways that I deal with it.
Mm.
Mm.
All right. Yeah. No, I understand. I understand that.
All right. Okay. Any more questions, guys?
Mm.
No.
Uh, oh, before you